Good morning and welcome to day 30 of our second annual WSOP Daily Spaces coverage. I'm Sherry Pluskota, the second place finisher, aka first loser of the WSOP Ladies Warm Up event. Co hosted with me this morning is Brian, not Brian, Brian is sleeping hopefully. Co-hosting with me this morning is Dark Angel Donna Morton. Welcome, Donna.
Hey, lovely. Fucking hell, I hope I've not fucking changed sex overnight, mate. I haven't grown a pair of balls and I ain't got a dick.
Well, welcome to the panel, Donna. Coming in hot with the dick jokes. All right. Gotta love my co-host as I do. Um,
First off, I just want to say a huge congratulations to you for coming in second last night. I know I wasn't there, but I was there in spirit. Hey,
aw,
Caitlin.
thank you for those screams in the background as well, and thank you for your kind words. It definitely was an exhausting 7 or 8 hours, and I'm a little bit crazy this morning. On about 2.5 hours of sleep, and of
I get
course I
you.
traveled yesterday. So as soon as this show is over, the blinds will be closed, and I will be going to sleep. And let me invite Brian up here. Good morning, Brian. And I was hoping you were still sleeping because you have a big day two in the deep stack today. So how are you, Brian?
Hey, Brian. Congratulations and good luck today.
Let's give him a second to get up here. You there, Brian? Click that microphone.
Bottom left-hand corner.
Thank you. I was just getting my earpiece on.
No problem. So give us an update on what you did yesterday.
Man, God must have intended me to be here. I have my cleaner and my the cleaners couldn't get in. So they needed a code to the door. They called
Oh,
exactly at 9 a.m. So I
here we
was
are.
I was meant to be here. Yeah, had a good day. Got up early. As far as chips, I was around the chip lead most of the day. Um, and then late after the dinner break, had four just really bad, like
Right.
short stacks getting all in, and then four in a row, like I think
Ouch.
three rivers in a row, like just
Ouch.
getting smacked around. And then and then and then we're like maybe 20 off the money, and I'm under the gun, and I er, I'm actually first to act, right? But like I just have a total brain fart, and I look over and I see the ante out there, and I thought that I put the ante out and didn't put my blind out. And so I put my blind out. Just as it hit the felt, I realized I was actually
First tag.
first act. And
Ouch.
I went like
Oh,
this. I grabbed the chips, and the guy to my right, who's in the big blind, who really doesn't want me just calling under the gun and everybody knowing I hadn't seen my cards.
right.
He goes, You didn't run and do that, right?" And because he saw me, like, he knows I didn't look at my cards.
Right.
And I go, "It's too late now." Like, so the whole table knows that I haven't looked at my cards.
Awesome.
The big stack to my left, he makes it 25,000, right? So,
Ah,
so I got 8,000 out there. I got 105K before that. So now I got, like, 97,000 behind, and he makes it 25K to my left,
ah,
knowing I haven't seen my cards. It folds around to me. I look down at my cards and I got 2 kings and I jam it in.
Yahtzee!
And I'm not sure if the table believed me or not, but I mean, hey, look, I mean, I did.
Can't get those
The
chips.
fact is, I didn't look, and hey, look, if you're gonna, I mean, the guy did. He had ace 10 off, so he had a reasonable hand to re-raise with, and with 600,000, he's gonna call me. Um, so anyway, but that got me up over 200,000, and then I just kind of cruised into the money from there. But yeah, hopefully a long way to go, and
Well, great job, bud.
we'll get
Congratulations
there.
on your 23rd WSOP cash. I know you have a 214K going into day 2, and you're already guaranteed $1,201. So great job, Brian.
Yeah, thanks.
How many's left, Brian?
867, I think, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a deep field still left, and so let's go Team Software. We'll be railing you today, and that's great news. And we got some spaces run good, Brian. I know you were busy playing, and I was just getting ready to talk about my run in the ladies warm-up event.
Yeah, let's
But
do it.
I wanted to give you a chance in case you have to get out the door or whatever. So, so like you, there were some interesting hands along the way. I started out traveling yesterday. Been in Spokane since February 22nd, so it was a little bit hard for me to leave. I get in a little bit after 5 and the tournament starts at 6. I hate being late just in life. So me to do a late registration is like way out of my comfort zone. Not what I prefer to do. I have done them from time to time. So I check into my hotel and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just going to chill for a little bit, drink some water, kind of hydrate, and then I'm going to go late reg. So I think I make it to late reg probably 10 or 15 minutes before it closes. And I, start the tournament. And within 5 hands, I nearly double up within 5 hands. So I'm like, okay, this is a great start. Um, some of the pivotal hands, I have ace jack of spades, and I have 2 all-ins before me. And I was like, well, this is a great spot to get some chips, right? So, and there was nobody out, no action after me. So I call, and the flop is jack, jack, 8. Then a turn is a 7, and a river is an 8. And you all know how much I love jacks, but I was singing hallelujah that hand, right? So that one almost tripled my stack up. And so that was a big, like, starting point to a big run. I got pocket kings. Like within 15
Wow,
minutes, I went
just on
from
a
like,
run.
60,000, I think it was, to 550,000. I had ace queen. I flopped 2 pair. I checked first act or heads up. The young lady checks. Now, I like to look at people because I read people. That's just the type of player I am. And this girl was she's like, why are you staring at me? I mean, she literally said it out loud. So of course I'm like, okay, this is a beginner player, right? So what do? I stare harder, right? And so the turn card is another queen, of course, giving me queens full of aces, and I check, and she bets, and of course I go over, and she decides to shove all in. Of course I call, and although I crippled her, I didn't take her out because she had more chips than I did. And all she kept saying after that hand is, I couldn't take it, I couldn't take it. She was staring at me. She did not even have a pair, and risked her whole stack. I'm not sure why, but anyway, I was happy to receive those chips. And then I will tell you one of the most bizarre things for me during that tournament is by the time we got to the final table, which got moved to downstairs, and then once we were there, when we eliminated a few, and one of their final tables left the the deep stacks, say Thunderdome, so to speak. They moved us to their Thunderdome.
Yeah.
So by the end of the tournament, I had actually moved 10 tables. That was my 10th table. And every time I got moved to a table, normally when you get moved to a table, what happens? You end up right in the blind. Well, for some reason, every time I moved a table, instead of going into the blinds would be behind me. So I must have skipped, I don't know, probably out of the 10 tables, probably 9 of the tables I got out of blinds. Like I had like 5
Nice.
hands more or whatever. I mean, it was so weird. I was like, okay, this is lining up too weird today. I mean, it was so bizarre. This one lady started calling me the gypsy. Oh, you're the poker table gypsy. How many tables is this for you? It was so weird, but it definitely helped my stack because I was, not playing the blinds for many, many rotations. So very weird. But anyway, it was fun. Great tournament. It's the warm up tournament. It's a deep stack. Starting stack is 20K. It's $150 buy. I'm sorry, 15,000. It's a $150 buy-in. So there we are with all of that news. And Brian, what time do you start today?
11 today. 11.
11.
Yeah. I almost made my first royal flush at the World Series, Sherry,
Oh.
but I didn't make the nut flush. I made the nut straight on the turn, and the guy led into me. I'm just
Oh,
like,
I
okay.
love it.
And then um and then uh and then I make the nut flush on the river, and he just jams. That was kind of helpful. So
Yeah, I was an ace of hearts away from a royal yesterday myself. And I didn't even like, all I knew is I had the king high flush, right? And I was just
right.
excited because I had doubled up or whatever. So I wasn't even thinking, oh, that's our possible royal out there until the dealer said, oh my God, you almost had the royal. And then I looked, I was like, oh shit, I
And
sure
you're like,
did.
almost. That's
I
crazy.
was so focused on just wanting to win that hand, right? So anyway, go ahead, Fats.
So did you cash your tournament, Sherry?
Yes, we did an 8-person chop. So we chopped. We were all like within, I don't know, 20 to 50K of each other, and we chopped for 16.25 each, and then we played for the trophy, and I think there was like $90 left over because you have to have some cash to be playing for, or the WSOP just won't allow it. And so I think we played for the trophy and like $90 because we had a lady that was just hell bent on wanting the trophy. And I'm happy to say, you know, she was taken out long before the trophy was given out. So there you go. The curse of the no chop.
But the
Oh,
WSOP doesn't facilitate the chop, right,
oh
Sherry?
no, and it's nerve wracking because like one of the gals downloaded the ICM Chop app, and in that app you have to put all the dollar amounts in, right, that are available to win, the places.
Right.
And then you have to put in each person's chip count. So you're trying to stop play and delay play because clock is going, and people are like slow playing their hands so that we can get the information fed into the ICM
Yeah.
app. And then it's, who wants to do it, who doesn't. I don't want it. I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I felt like just kept saying, okay, we have a no, we're done. Let's move on.
Yeah.
We're not bullying anybody. And so we would move on. But yeah, I would say for about an hour, we went around and around about chopping
Oh, okay.
because we had this one lady that just was hell bent on the trophy. And we're like, dude, we'll play it out for the trophy. We just want to try to like get a dollar amount that everybody's happy with. Like, what would
Yeah.
make you happy here? You're not even the chip leader. Like, what are you talking about here?
Yeah. Getting, you know, 16, 15 times your buy-in, whatever. That's pretty good.
What was second place money in that tournament?
2,800.
And how about third?
I'd have to look it up. Honestly, Fats, I was I got back to my room at like 4:30. These are too much right now. Ask me tomorrow.
Ask her tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where, like, what place money everybody took down. That's all.
I want to say it was. I want to say
28
maybe
seems kind of high. You said 20.
it was. Yeah, I can't because I came in second and I went to the window for the second place money, so it was 28 something.
Okay.
I don't even. Honestly, I was so tired and I still am tired. Like, I just had to text somebody, like, tell me what my cards were the last hand. I think they were a King 8 offsuit, but am I making it up? Like, I don't even remember the last hand what I had. I was on the button. It was the first hand of heads up, and I have a king. I'm like, I'm going for it. I only had like, I don't know. I think I had one big blind plus maybe 1.5 big blinds, and I'm in the big blind in the next hand. I have a king. Yeah, I'm going for it. So I shove. I think she called me with 8-6 or 7-6 and hit her 7, maybe. I don't even remember. So hopefully somebody's going to tell me what that hand was. But anyway, go ahead, Isaac. Go ahead, Isaac.
Just before Isaac, I just want to say congratulations to Maureen Blockingia as well. She came in 6th, I think.
I think it was 6, Donna. Yeah. Our good friend Maureen from Switzerland. You guys remember we interviewed her back in the fall when she won the F1 package. And then she came and was our co-host for a few weeks ago. So Maureen also made it to the final table with me, which we figured out yesterday was the first time we had ever played together. So it was quite a fun time for us. So Isaac, are you there, bud?
Good morning, Killer.
Well,
That's
thank
right.
you, bud.
That's right. I love to
That's
see
right.
it. Love to see it. You know,
Well,
it
thank
gives me
you.
even more FOMO. So I love it.
Appreciate you. It
Hell
was
yeah.
fun.
I wish I could have been there to rail you in person, but I'll see you on Sunday. But
I
good,
can't
good,
wait.
good
I mean,
for
there's no
showing.
other sport. There's no other sport where you can say that to a woman and be taken seriously, right? Like, I wish I was there to rail you.
Yeah, I know,
Only
right?
because you're not a poker player, Greg. The rest of us know. And we're going to thank Brandon,
Greg's
who
a
came out.
poker player. What?
Greg's not a poker player.
What? You just ruined my childhood dreams.
Well, now that is something that you can be concerned about, Greg. But I want to thank Brandon for coming out in person to rail me, Greg Lark. It was great fun to see him. And he definitely made sure I got back to where I needed to go safely last night or this morning. So I appreciate Brandon for that, for sure. When a female's leaving a casino at whatever fucking time, 3:30 in the morning or whatever, we have to think about that safety thing. So I appreciated Brandon making sure that I got taken care
Hey,
of.
Brandon didn't
Shout
mug
out
you
to
on the way
Brandon
back
for
to your
railing the
hotel?
fuck out of Sherry. Yep, love it.
No Fats. Go ahead, Greg. What did you say, bud?
I said shout out to Brandon for railing the fuck out of Sherry.
You guys think you're so
That
funny.
is great. I'm sorry.
No, it is funny. And it's funny to me that other people think that's funny. I know it's weird, but anyway, here we are. Don't forget Sunday, June 30th at 4 p.m. We're doing the meetup game at the Sahara. And there's going to be a crazy pineapple tournament at 8 p.m. If you're interested in that, you could play cash, the pineapple tournament, both, whatever. We don't care. Just come and enjoy yourself. Come one, come all. I want to bring up something. there was a lady at my table, and she told us a little bit of a story. And I don't want to bring down the room, but I think it's an awareness thing we need to talk about. On Saturday night, she was playing a tournament in the deep stack room, and the next thing she knew, she was in her hotel room. Somebody had drugged her drink, and she had been carted off. And no ambulance called, no EMT, nothing. And I spoke with Patricia, and she told me I could say her name. And, I spoke to her about, you need to go talk to the folks with the WSOP and let them know. And, and she had some really big concerns about being taken off by staff members to a back room. And nobody that was in her, circle knew that. Nobody from her family was called. And, that's concerning to me as a female. So, ladies and gentlemen,
That's concerning as a societal issue, yeah.
I think, ladies, I think you need to make sure you have a cup with a lid on it just for extra precaution. And I really hope that she goes to make this known with the WSOP and insists that they go back and look at the film to try to figure out who did it. It is very important that this person be stopped. She doesn't even drink alcohol. So
Okay.
the fact that she actually, Greg, I'm going to just mute you, bud. Greg, this is not the time. The fact that she was told by others that she passed out with her head on the table of the poker table, and they called people over and they hauled her off to a back room is very concerning to me. So I suggested, please go talk to somebody, the powers that be. If you need to, call the police and report it so they'll investigate it. But they need to look at the cameras. It's important for everybody's safety that they look at the cameras, see what took place. And guess what? What if she took something and don't remember it herself? Maybe she had a headache and she took the wrong medicine and she passed out because she took the wrong medicine herself. But if we look at that film, we will be able to prove what happened. And that's really important that we do. And so everybody be careful. I recommend a cup with a lid on it just to be extra safe. So that's where we are with that. Go ahead, Fats.
So I'm just trying to understand. So if it were, it doesn't seem like it would have been a predator in a sense that, because nobody tried to get her to go somewhere or take any. I mean, she passed out at the table and secure it or whatever. Even though they maybe didn't handle it in the right spot, she was in the custody of security until she, I guess, got escorted back to her room by security or whatever.
Are you trying to explore this point? Drag this point out to the point of creating content, Fats?
Well, here's what I'm going to say. And her and I talked about this because she's like, I can't understand why somebody would do this to me. This lady is probably about 5'3", maybe 100 pounds soaking wet. And my take on it was, what if they gave you more drugs than they intended to because they wanted you to get, loopy or whatever, so they could escort you off. And maybe you would say, oh, I'm not feeling well, and somebody offer you, well, let me help you to the ladies' room, right? I mean, that's how predators work.
I don't know, and I don't think we're never gonna know, Sherry.
She was in a
but I mean, it could be anything from totally criminal crazy thing to, like you said, her forgetting that she took something or whatever. And the main point stands, watch your drinks when you're somewhere. Don't just leave your drinks sitting around and think about
this was in a tournament, not a cash game.
Yeah, tournament. And let me just say another thing. if you're at a table and something like this happens, if you're the person it happens to, it is very important you report it. Because no matter what it is, it needs to be looked at so that it can be solved.
Okay,
And
but is that
for
enough
sure,
PSAs? Is that enough PSAs for now?
so that's my point, is we want to make sure that we report it so it can be reviewed. And so I'm not trying to say this happened or that happened. I'm saying there are different ways to look at it, and we should be looking at it, and be careful out there, folks. So that's where we are with that. Go ahead, Brian.
We're just making up some eggs and bacon and
Oh shit! What time should I come over?
getting the 9:26, 9:27.
Oh shit! I still have to get dressed. It's going to be at least 9:28.
I recommend extra crispy.
Oh my god!
Oh
You know,
no.
Brian, I was looking at the Player of the Year points this morning, and the leaderboard, and it's Seaver and Hooney and Asmus and Racner, and
Oh, interesting.
all these people. And you know what? I did not see my name on the list. What the hell?
It's almost like it's easier to make it to the end of an event with, 80 or 90 people than it is, 3,000 or something like that.
I can't imagine why. But I do want to give a little shout out to Natalia Rosova of New Zealand. She took down the ladies' event at the Venetian yesterday for $30,000. So congratulations to her. Some other winners. What'd you say?
So congratulations and well done.
Thank you. Winners around town: Judd Levy of New York won the Venetian Deep Stack $1,100 PLO 8 or better for $40K. I wondered if it was Barry's brother or cousin, because he looks a lot like Barry. Same last name, from New York. So I need to ask Barry about that. Choria Gannon, I believe that's how you say her first name, of Las Vegas, took 8th place of the Venetian $1,600 seniors event for $30,000. John Rovetto of Florida took home 6th place in the chop of the $1,600 seniors event at the Venetian for $85,000. Jack Isler took home the trophy at Resorts World for the $400 Summer Series event and $4,700. Robin Elvis won the Resorts World $400 100K Summer Series event for $47K and a seat in 2 Poker Stars USA and a PT main event valued at $5,300. So congratulations to her, Robin Elvis. Paulie, I think it's, and I'm hoping Donna knows this person. I think it's Paulie, and I want to say it's Pacelj, Pacelj, not Jick. But he's from Malta, Donna.
No, I don't know him. Me and Yvonne and Maureen were talking about it. We've not seen him in Malta. Probably.
Okay.
Due to
all right.
some
So
other things.
He won event number 25, and which was the $800 no limit tournament at the Aria for $75K. And of course, we have to give a shout out to a friendly spacer. He doesn't hang out with us very often anymore. Jeff Stellwagon is on to day 4 of the Millionaire Maker. There are 45 left, guaranteed of 31,000 at this point. He has 11.7 big blinds, which is 39th place for his chip stack size. So good luck to Jeff. Yeah.
And which one did he?
Wagon.
Which one did he win last year? Do we remember? He won.
Oh,
didn't he win one last year?
I don't remember him winning one, but he did. think he placed well. Did he win one? I hate to be wrong, so maybe we could look that up.
Yeah,
But
I'm not
he
in front of
did
my
run
computer.
deep. Yeah, he did run really deep in a tournament last year for sure. We were railing him, and I'm sorry I'm so bad at that, but it's just a lot to keep up with, people. It's just a lot to keep up with. I do want to talk about. We started to go over the barbecue places in Vegas to go to. And I'm going to need to pull it up on my computer because for some reason I don't have the printout. So here we go. I don't think we did Soul Belly Barbecue, which is a New Jersey native, Bruce Kellman, who appeared on season 15 of Top Chef. His love for Central Texas barbecue at his Arts District smokehouse with smoked brisket and plenty of Shriner Brock to wash it down.
Shiner, yeah.
Shiner Brocks, thank you. I hate this. I can't say, I'm so blind. Try the Belly of Soul sandwich with brisket, pickled onions, crispy onions, cheese sauce, fried egg, and spicy barbecue sauce. And there is live music to make the atmosphere fun. That's Soul Belly Barbecue. I don't think I could do all that on a sandwich, but for those that will like that, enjoy. Rollin' Smoke Barbecue is a
My
local
go-to.
mini chain that plates with hickory smoked meats next to Southern standards like fried okra, hush puppies, and dirty rice. The well-rounded menu includes pulled pork with Carolina vinegar sauce, St. Louis-style ribs, smoked meatloaf, and a smattering of seafood options like fried catfish po' boys. Order a plate and load it up with beef ribs, pulled pork, brisket, and burnt ends with sides of cornbread, yams, and smoked rice. That is
You
Roland
won't be
Smoked
disappointed.
Barbecue. Sounds amazing.
What's
Gillet,
dirty rice?
Brian,
What'd you say?
What's
what's,
dirty rice?
What's dirty rice?
yes.
Yeah.
I haven't had it. I'm not sure. I can't. I haven't had it there, but their barbecue is pretty solid. So
All right, if anybody knows what dirty rice is, come on up.
I think it's like that sticky rice kind of stuff.
I
But
don't know.
I don't know.
I can't answer to that.
I thought dirty rice was just brown rice.
Oh, is
No,
it? I don't know. I believe you. I'll believe anything you say about it.
Or
I'm just
rice
telling you.
that fell on the floor and you picked it back up and put it
Oh
back in
my
your bowl.
God. All right. Enough.
that's just
Isaac,
making stuff up.
Isaac, what do you got, bud?
I was just advocating once again for Ellis Island. Ellis Island.
Oh, Ellis
Okay,
Island.
thank you.
Oh
Ellis
yeah,
Island.
I want to try
Oh,
their
yes.
barbecue place.
Yeah, Isaac was going over it with us yesterday. Sounds amazing. All right, on to Virgil's Real Barbecue of Las Vegas for actual good barbecue found in Las Vegas. This two-story restaurant located at the Link Promenade has two smokers and everything from sweet Memphis-style ribs to tangy Carolina-style pulled pork. The drinks are good too, with draft beer, whiskey, and 1 gallon party in a jar. I'm in. Cocktails of margarita, lemonade, and punch. That's Virgil's Real Barbecue of Las Vegas. On to biscuits and bourbon. Thought it was created in service to sorry, let me start this again. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this when I'm tired. Though it was created in service to the revitalization of Water Street, industrial chick biscuits and bourbon excels at a barbecue as well. A rarity at many barbecue spots, sauce options are including Carolina Gold, which is a mustard base out of South Carolina, creative spins on sandwiches, including a French dip made with thinly sliced pieces of tri-tip, a Philly with chopped brisket, and both smoked brisket hoagie and hot linked hoagie. Of course, the name as the name suggests, biscuits and bourbon also play a starring role in this menu. So that is biscuits and bourbon. I'm going to stop right there and save the last 3 for tomorrow. So thank you.
Okay, I got a question for you, Sherry and Donna.
Yes.
Where did Daniel Weinman celebrate his main event win?
Musashi!
There you go. You got it.
Hell yeah, but we don't want to tell people about that amazing Musashi restaurant we went to for Japanese, because then it'll be so crowded there we won't be able to get in ourselves.
Don't be holding
Musashi's.
back on the people.
Yeah, I said it 3 times. You said it once. Donna said it once. Musashi's. Should we go?
We had Tiger. Not everybody's going to get Tiger.
Oh, God, he was so amazing. The guy makes, if you like hibachi cooked food, the guy makes the sauces, and there's like 6 of them, I think. He makes them from scratch at your table.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy good. Yeah, that was such an amazing. I look forward to that again, for sure. Should we go on to the winners of yesterday at the WSOP?
Well, let's first do the bigger event in town, Sherry.
Go ahead.
Since our friend is here, Mr. Savage.
Hello, Matt Savage. I love that trophy.
The Alpha 8 trifecta #1 at Win, and Seth Gottlieb is your chip leader with 3.465 million. Brock Wilson is in second with 2.480, and Danny Sepoyle. This is why you usually do this part, Sherry.
So I can embarrass myself.
Yeah,
I know.
is 1.13 million. 12 remain in that event. They're coming back at noon, and first place is 571,000, and a 10K WPT. I'm sorry, 8 10K WPT championship seats are added to Trifecta leaderboard. I'm not sure what that means, Matt. I'm missing the end of that. So does that mean you're giving 8 seats away in this? I don't know. Anyway, thumbs up, thumbs down. Maybe he'll tell us.
He's probably working, so.
So there's some seats
being given away.
And there's 2 more of these events that we talked about yesterday too, coming up here. And Matt was helpful enough to let Big Hooney know that he could still make it to his party.
I love it.
If he took one of those down. And
I'm just going to say that I'm going to nominate that trophy from that tournament for the GPI Awards, because I really like it. It's something different. It reflects exactly what the tournament's name is, and so I love that trophy.
So Matt, what's this 8 seat thing?
Yeah, they're giving away 8 seats to the $10,000 WPT championship in December.
Wow.
By points. So an actual tournament that's adding something to it. Isn't that great?
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Love it. And we all know that WPT does stuff like that often, and that's what makes you guys different than others.
Yeah, and Dan Sepiol, his name is Dan Sepiol. He won the WPT championship last year for over $5 million.
Love it. And I'm going to just brag for a minute that Matt sent me a DM with the definition of dirty rice. It's a traditional Louisiana Creole dish made from white rice, which gets a little dirty colored from being cooked with small pieces of pork, beef, or chicken, green bell pepper, celery, and onion, spiced with cayenne and black pepper. Parsley and chopped green onions are common garnishes. Dirty rice is most common in the Creole regions of southern Louisiana. So thank you for that, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. That sounds really nice as well.
Yeah, it is. It's actually very good.
Sounds yummy.
So
it's not typical rice, that's for sure.
So you guys had 58 or 6. How many players yesterday?
78 entries.
78. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, which isn't bad. We didn't when we started. We were like a little worried because we got 8, and built up pretty well. So it was amazing because there was a lot of players in there that I'd never seen before, which is really really good. Anytime you can have a field like that, it's nice. And if you see the final table, you won't recognize many players,
That's really
which is
cool.
kind of cool. Yeah, I like
That's
that.
very cool.
I mean, that encourages both ends, right? Like you for the next ones, you have the people that are well known say, well, wait a second here, Matt's bringing in new players, and then from the other side, they're not necessarily playing with needing to play with all the people that have won everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Matt, is anybody going to host a Savage Average tournament here in Vegas while I'm here?
Yeah, we're doing it Saturday night at the TDA Summit.
Yes.
Yes, Saturday night at 7:00, and you're all invited.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
160 buy-in, but we're going to do it at kind of we don't want to take, obviously not 2 days, and we
Right.
don't want to take 12 hours. So we're trying one for the first time. It's going to be at 25, and so we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. I will look forward to it, unless,
Yeah.
of course, I'm still in the ladies' event, which I'm
Yeah.
planning on. So,
Hopefully
you know how that works out. We all know that's how it works, right? So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. And how's it looking for your summit?
We have a record number of registrations. I don't know, how many will show up. I'm a little concerned about fitting everybody in the Poker Go studio, but we have over 200 people registered. There's some duplicates in there, and as
Yeah.
you know, it's usually about 60% show up.
Yeah, 50, 60, yeah.
Show up, but we have over 200 registered. So I expect us be somewhere in the neighborhood of 120 people in that room, which will be awesome.
That's
great.
Yeah,
That's
Maury
great.
Eskandani's done us a big deal by giving us that room, and I've been preparing for it for weeks. And as you know, there's been a lot of discussion online and a lot of discourse about the current rules, and Poker.org did a clickbait article yesterday about me, which was kind of interesting, and we'll see how it goes. And Daniel apparently was on stream last night talking in the 50K about how he'd be such a better tournament director than the rest of us. So that's interesting also.
Oh, wow.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because he would change all the rules to the way he wants it.
I don't know, Matt. Every year he puts up his results at the World Series of Poker. I'm well ahead of those results every year.
Oh no.
So I mean, my gosh, like
Brian.
except for the year he won what did he win, the $1 million buy-in? That saved him, but
Yeah. Well, I'm wishing him luck today. So he's
let's
still
go.
in the 50K.
So he's kept busy and out of your hair. But anyway, I want to thank you for offering to announce the meetup game at the TDA. That will be awesome. Appreciate that. And hopefully you'll be able to join us. But I know Marianne's birthday's the next day, and you've got a lot going on, and you probably want to collapse after the TDA. But we would love to have you, of course.
I'm excited about that. I hope to drop by at least. If worst case, just hope to drop by and then hopefully bring some swag and stuff for some of your splash pots. I'm going to try and do that as well.
We love that. Appreciate it.
Today I'm speaking at the Wednesday Poker Group. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's,
I do, with Linda and Jan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Something over at Tommy Rockers from 1 to 3 o'clock. If any of you guys are available, it's going to be pretty cool. They're doing I'm kind of doing a prelim to the TDA Summit.
Oh, that's cool.
Bring up a lot of the items that we're talking about this weekend, and maybe these people have some influence or something to say about the way this Wednesday Poker Group. I think it's been around for 20 years maybe. I have no idea. So
well, I think it's cool how you've invited everybody into that and not just kept it some kind of like exclusive group. I remember like early on when I was following poker, like you had a certain guy who we won't mention trying to form this player advisory group where it was like basically one group of friends that was going to be setting the rules for everything, and this has been everything but like you have the industry there, you have players there, and you've made it an open forum where people can come and, you know, and give their 2 cents and vote on things and all of that, and standardizing the rules and all that obviously was part of that, but like was a great thing that you did just to begin with. But like just inviting people in and making them part of it, not having that feeling that, oh, this known player is the one who really makes the decisions
Well,
and
and
that kind of
when
stuff.
you involve people from the ground up, it usually makes it work better. They
Well,
buy into it, they've given their opinion about it, and you have developed something um, because of all the information from all the sides of the story. And usually, when you do that as a facilitator, leader, you usually have good results. And I think Matt is a prime example of that. And don't forget to submit his name
The
for
other,
nomination for the Hall of
the
Fame.
other thing, Matt, is when you go and
okay.
bitch it on social media, but you don't show up at the event, that, you know, so
Yeah, and like I say, I always say, hey, as a professional player, as any player, you should know the rules when you go in there, and like any of these things that could be a decision against you or for you, they could be worth millions of dollars these days. So it's something that's important, and I always felt that knowing the rules is super important, but also the involvement of the players, because a lot of people say, well, why are all these tournament directors and card room managers making these decisions for the rules and saying that we don't play? Well, first of all, we all do play. That's a misnomer. But also, we do take players, and we do take players' advice, and we want the players' advice. And like I said, most of us are players ourselves, so we have been around the industry a long time. We're not just making decisions willy nilly. We're trying to do things that are in the best interest of everybody. Just like the rule that Daniel's arguing against. He thinks that there should be no participation trophies, is what he says. But at the same time, we're trying to protect all players, and that goes from anybody from home games all the way up into the $250,000 or the $1 million one drop. We want to protect all the players, and we want the rules to be the same, so the people that come out of those home games and out of those bar leagues know what to expect when they get to these places, right?
right.
So
100%.
And that
And I want, go
that's
ahead,
so
Brian.
important, because so like you make a great point, like the bar leagues and these kind of things, you end up with a lot more of these big buy-in events where you have people that aren't the $100,000 buy-in super pro, and you've got to protect everybody from that person to the super pro. So
yeah, they come to the World Series of Poker and they see rules different. They go, "Why are they ruling like that? We don't do that at home in our home game because
Absolutely.
the rules different. It just should be all the same for everybody." You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's what I've found out to be the case. And I was at Matt Stout's charity event a few weeks ago, and I was
I love him.
emceeing that, and he. It was a bunch of bar league players, and it was awesome. The fact that they, I asked them because some people didn't know who I was in the school. I always love that when I am able to talk rules with people that don't know that I was the one that helped write the rules. I was asking them what kind of rules they use, what rules they use. Oh, we use TDA rules. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's awesome. You guys use TDA rules and they're bar league. So I was happy to
That's
hear that.
cool.
So
Well,
yeah.
I want to say it again because I don't want it to get lost. And then we're going to move on to Donna because she had her hand raised. But don't forget.
Forget about Donna. I don't want to hear from
No,
Donna today.
don't forget
I'm mad at Donna.
Uh-oh. Don't forget to nominate Matt for the Poker Hall of Fame, people. I don't want that to get lost in the sauce here. Go ahead, Donna.
Why are you mad at me, Matt?
You didn't show up for karaoke. I was at karaoke the other day and you didn't show up.
Send me an airplane ticket and I'll be over. No worries. Pay for
Matt,
my airfare and then I'm coming over. But apart from that, what the pros don't realise is that we need the bar leagues. We need the recreational players because without them, there would be no more poker. We need fresh people in there. And because they're so in their such high ivory towers, they've got their own circuit. What they don't realise is they're in their own little bubble. Poker's a lot bigger than them.
They've
Put your
forgotten
ego
that.
aside.
Yeah.
They
And
Put
definitely
your
forget
ego
that.
aside.
yeah, I had a conversation with Archer yesterday. He was at playing in a 25K event. Archer is the guy that had the ruling made, with Daniel that one time. And I told him, I said, "What did you think about the ruling?" He goes, "Well, to be honest, I thought maybe I should have lost those chips." And I said, "Let me explain to you why that's not the case." I said, I understand you're playing in big buy-in 100K events. And while you folding your hand, you didn't do it intentionally. You weren't trying to angle shoot. And then Daniel ended up winning the pot. And I said, and because of that, we have to protect people and the dealers that may make a mistake and kill a hand when a player moves all in. And he goes, "Yeah, that makes sense. I guess that makes sense." So just taking a couple seconds to explain to people why a rule is a rule. And I've tried to do that over Twitter, but it's very difficult when somebody has 500,000 followers and most of them are fans.
Right.
They're not very objective.
I
Then they
found
start
myself there.
then they start calling you names and saying you don't know what the hell you're talking about. How would you know the rules better than Daniel Legrand? It becomes a little frustrating, but it's understandable. It's understandable.
100% the nature of the beast. Tell me the name of that restaurant from 1 to 3 today, Johnny.
Johnny, which one?
The restaurant you're going to.
We're going to be at Johnny Rockets. Or Johnny Rocker, Tommy Rockers.
Tommy Rockers. I was going to say.
Tommy Rockers. I've been there before, but it's been a long time. Yeah, it's right there on Dean Martin, right next to the Rio. It used to be a big hangout when the World Series was at the Rio. People used to go there all the time, and it's right next to there. And apparently they have like a decent menu and stuff. People would go over there on dinner breaks because it was quick and close by.
Oh.
If I get a good nap in, I might just show up, but I'm not making any promises because I'm exhausted.
Sherry was up late making deep runs, Matt. She's
there you go. I love it. Yeah, I'll be there from 1 to 3 o'clock.
Okay, I might come out there, but make no promises because I am tired. Go ahead, Fax.
I have a question for Matt. This is not the appropriate space for it, he can track me down and answer this another time. But Matt, what's the deal with the TDA getting rid of the big bet if you pair your door card and 7-card stud?
We're trying to get new people into the game, and dealers, players, everybody. It's a limit game, and nobody understands why that rule is a rule. And people that have been playing stud for years and years and years see that as an advantage for them because they know this rule that doesn't really make any sense is a rule. There's no other game out there where you can change a limit structure except for that one time in stud. And so a lot of people that have played the game for years even agreed that the rule was made for cash games. It wasn't really made for tournaments. And it actually caused floor calls all the time because people were saying, why can he bet double when it's supposed to be a single bet? So, like I said, the old school players use that as their advantage, and they kind of ridiculed new players to the game who didn't understand why that was the rule. So we just got rid of it.
Yeah,
I like it. People
so
like
you
that.
decided
There's
to
no legitimate reason.
bow down to the peer pressure of new people to destroy a game that was near and dear to so many.
Destroy a game that destroys the game.
Oh my
Sounds
God!
like we found the guy that was talking down to the players, Matt.
yeah, exactly. How does that destroy the game?
Oh, you changed something that was there. That's the way the game was. That was the rule. People want to come and play the game. They should learn the rule.
So tell me why that's the rule. Tell me why that was a rule.
It is. It just is what the rule is, and it adds a strategy. Right? It adds a strategy to a game, to the game, and really intensifies the strength of when you pair your door card. And
what strategy does it add?
Well, the fact that when you pair your door card, it's an opportunity, even if you didn't make a set, there you can represent that set, and it has a lot of power, especially if you have the right persona at the table.
You can still represent a set by betting the standard rule, the standard bet. You can still
but the
represent the set.
the double bet has a lot more emphasis.
A lot more emphasis. I think you're exaggerating.
I think I got to tell you, Matt, I'm a little surprised you destroyed 7-card stud as we know it.
As we know it.
Destroyed. The game is completely ruined. Oh my god.
It's horrible. Blame Matt Savage.
You ruined Fats's needle.
Why can't you do that in stud 8 or better?
Because it's stud 8 or better. It's not just stud high.
Oh, okay. Well, it's also a limit game, so there's a certain limit you can bet, and that's the way it should be. And by the way, it was the poker players that came to me and said, you just need to get rid of this rule.
Which poker players came to you?
The mafia's coming out.
Daniel freaking Negreanu.
No, it wasn't Negreanu.
Just kidding.
Actually, it was David Baker and Barry Greenstein. So I don't know. They played stud a bit in their lifetime. I don't know. Maybe.
All right. So
and the other thing is the other thing we changed was a rule that was around forever, where you had to come in for double and single draw, no limit single draw. Another thing that was brought up by the players. It was just an old school rule, didn't make any sense, and so we changed that as well. So
yeah, no limit single draw, having to come in for a raise never made sense. So that one I agree with.
Well, there you go. See,
you didn't ruin anything on that one, Matt.
And you keeping PPE out of spaces makes no sense either. So why are you doing that?
100%, Matt.
Yeah, what's up?
Facts for that? It's bullshit facts.
What?
Brian's behind on that one, but I'm going to pivot for a moment, and I want Matt, if you could take a minute to tell people about the Savage Average tournament that may not be familiar with it, please.
It's going to be that's actually so good for the game, and basically it's just most tournaments start with 200, 150, 200, 300 big blinds. And it's you making all of these decisions early in the tournament when it doesn't mean anything. And what it's done is it's caused these places to give more and more chips, and players who don't understand think, oh, this is great. I'm getting all of this play at the beginning of the tournament. But at the end of the tournament, when you're playing for all of the money and all of the pay jumps, you have a shorter stack. You get down to 20, 15, even 10 big blinds in some events because of the way the structure works. So if I could show you my hands, I'm saying you start up high with all these big blinds, and then when you get there at the end, you have none. And what this does is it starts a little more shallow. Registration is much, much shorter, and players need to be there at the beginning, something that they had to do at the World Series before 2003. You had to be there at the start of the tournament, and if you weren't, you didn't get to play that day. In 2002, when I was the tournament director of the World Series, Todd Brunson showed up an hour late and I said, too bad, you can't play anymore. People don't understand that. Registration used to be closed when the tournament started.
And people showed up for the most part, right?
And they showed up for the most part. But back then, they used to start the tournament 1 hour late every day on purpose, which is just ridiculous to me.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's my worst nightmare. I'm a timely person.
Yeah, another thing that has changed over time. But anyway, so the Savage Average, when you set a certain number of big blinds, and we're going to play one on Saturday night following the TDA Summit, $160 buy-in, and you guys are welcome to come and play if you just tell people you heard it on Spaces. We're only going to have an hour of registration. So there's registration time is only from 7 to 8 o'clock. And it's going to be 25 big blinds, which, at the beginning seems super fast and will be super fast. So people will bust out and they'll be able to re-enter, but there's only re-entry for the first hour. Then as you get later in the tournament, when you're playing like a daily tournament, you usually get down to 10 big blinds at the final table. It has to get that way to finish. So basically what it is all of the fast plays at the beginning, and you get more play at the end. And I think that's something that's going to change the way that the industry does it. I think it's going to be even better for limit tournaments, but at the same time, the tournament gets over in the same amount of time.
Is that
so I think
format Kessler approved?
He wants to change it to hit what he says. I don't really care what he thinks, but he played it, the first one. All of the players loved it except for him. He was the only one that didn't like it.
I'm going to tell you, we're going to move on from that, and we're going to just say that I've played it, and it was magnificent, and I loved it, and thank you for coming up with that idea, something innovative, something new.
I love that you love it, and I love that you love it even more because you stone bubbled. That's the hardest thing for somebody to say. When you don't do well in a tournament, it's hard for people to say they still liked it. So I appreciate that, Sherry.
It seems
Absolutely.
like it's good for Rex, and it's obviously good for pros. Like, I mean, if you're taking, some of the, I mean, it seems like the end you're adding more skill to the end. So
yeah, and here's
how
the
can
funny
you not
thing.
like that?
I've had players tell me that haven't played it. They say, this is going to be so good for the pro, so that's not a good thing. And then I've had people say, this is so good for the Rex, it's bad for the pro. So I've had people say it both ways, which is interesting. And, I would consider myself a rec player, but, I play. And I finished third in that tournament that Sherry bubbled, so I was happy with it.
And I'm going to tell you, my day was made by having Craig at my table. We had the best table. I just think the world of him. I had no clue who he was. First time I've ever met him, and we just had the best table, even though we were being tortured by Lucky You on the TV screens all day long. The tournament was amazing.
Lucky you, how
so
appropriate.
Yeah.
I see what you did there, Sherry.
Oh,
we did. It was.
No, it was,
TV.
Brian. No, Brian, he made us watch that movie all day long. Not kidding.
That is not.
Well, Matt, it seems like you've done a lot of good things and a lot of good innovation. So the only stain you have on your record is this 7-card stud thing.
Yeah,
I mean, when you're long gone, they're going to put that on your gravestone. Ruined 7-card stud, but was still good for poker.
I would always love it when I'd come to the table and somebody would say, why is he able to raise double on that? I'm like, well, it's just a long-standing thing that they do in stud. It doesn't really make any sense, but it's happily gone. And now those things, and there was some other stud rules we changed at the same time, Fats. It was where you had the thing where you had to burn off an entire street if you flipped the first card of 7th Street up, which was just kind of ridiculous too. Basically has gone to random card order, which makes a lot more sense.
Wait, is it true? I heard something that when that happens now, the first cards used to be you could keep the card and declare yourself all in, and now they take that card and throw it back in and redeal them. So
basically, it's similar to what we do in No Limit Hold'em. We continue to deal the rest of the street down, then shuffle up that card back in, and then give the player, the first player, a down card, because that player is entitled to a down card. So that's what we do. We give that player a down card.
So then everybody knows at least one card that's still available in the deck.
Correct. And we don't know if that player has it or not.
But everybody knows it's still available in the deck.
Yes.
I was trying to say this a little bit earlier, but we, had some great discussion going on because, we all know that Matt is Towley, right? And he loves a good troll account. And recently we had Ash Kardashian on for an interview, and a new troll account was born because she was telling us about some DMs she gets from different people. And one of them was somebody asking her to send her her dirty bathwater. So I suggested she send it because she could do dirty bathwater, bathwater for buy-ins. I mean, come on, Matt. And of course, within 3 minutes or less, a new troll account was made, bathwater for buy-ins. And that account was here earlier, and I wanted to point it out to you because I think you're going to start enjoying that one next.
Oh my God. Bathwater for buy-ins.
All right.
We sure that's not Slay?
I don't know who it is, but I figured Towley and Bathwater, they all go together, right?
Yeah, has Slay been around lately? I haven't heard from him lately.
He's at the WSOP, so he has been trying to stay off, spaces and focus on the WSOP and his girl and all that good stuff. So,
good for him.
Yeah, great. I hope I run into him some point, but we shall see.
Okay.
And Brian came in this morning telling us that he's going to be into day 2 of the deep stack today, so that's exciting.
Good for him.
Let's go.
I hope he does well. I hope he doesn't get barred again. That's the main thing.
Barred. I don't think I've gotten barred yet.
I'm going to let Greg up. And you have any questions or comments?
Oh, you're in day 2. Brian,
I'm in day 2. I'm in day 2, yeah.
Brian, how many people are left in that tournament?
800 or 870 something.
Good luck, man.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck. Take it down.
We're going to try.
Right. Do you have some questions or comments for Matt?
No, I'm glad I just escaped the block ring that was going on here.
You weren't blocked, but we're not going to put up with, this isn't the crazy space. This is where we come to have conversations.
I'm listening to the conversation. Me and
Perfect.
Matt have been civil in the past. Chill out.
Did he just call you the block queen?
I don't know.
She's the sheriff. Sherry the sheriff.
I didn't hear it, so there you go. But we're not going to be rude in here. And if you don't like what we're talking about, that's fine. Just hit that leave button in the top right corner, Greg. We are not offended, bud. And you can come back when we're done discussing what you don't want to hear about.
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. I'm cruising. I'm chilling. Just
perfect.
I'll sit here with my mic
just
off,
so we're clear.
Chill.
Just so we're clear. Don't tell me to cheer. Don't tell me to chill, Greg. Thanks.
Greg's got the buzz going. He's all right.
Oh, look at there. Here you go, Matt. Get ready.
Okay.
Here we go. We've got Bathwater for buy-ins here. Good morning, Bathwater. You got something for us, Bathwater?
Sharp is killing that.
Oh my God, so funny. Bathwater for buy-ins. It's going to be your new favorite, Matt. Mark my words.
There we go.
All right. Should we, Matt, is there anything else you want to tell us about what you're doing today or anything?
Nope. I'm just going there. I'm going to go over to the win for the start of the next day for day 2 of that high roller. Then I'm heading over to Tommy Rockers. Then I'm going back and meeting up with a guy that is on the board, talk about more TDA stuff. And then we'll be going home late tonight.
So Matt, they're going to play to a winner today or down?
Yeah, they're playing down to a winner. Yeah, they're playing down to a winner.
Oh, excellent.
It's just they're 2-day events. So
cool.
So exciting! I love they're giving seats away.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it's just a whole different level of tournaments and offerings to the players and taking care of the players and top notch, Matt.
The Win is a pretty nice place, I got to say.
Yeah. Beauregard's doing a great job over there.
Yeah.
The Win's, a great location. Their poker room's amazing. You guys.
I hear they have the strawberry.
Yeah, they have a $3,500, $4 million guarantee day 1 seed today, the last day.
Wow.
To get into that, so should be like 1,200 players in that thing. It's a beast, that place.
Love it. Go ahead, Fat.
And I hear that they have the Strawberry Julius there.
Strawberry Julius. Yes,
I mean, I'm just saying, not talking about any poker rooms who got rid of that, but
Bellagio. But we're not calling them out. and we just always Brian gives Sean a hard time about that. But go ahead, Fats.
Okay, this is for Matt again. I have a suggestion for him. Since he's hell-bent on destroying all the 7-card stud formats out there, and we know that, in 7 stud high, the low card brings it in Raz, the high card brings it in. Why doesn't he fix stud 8 and make the bring-in card start like around the 9?
So here's a funny one, but there's a few. Listen to this. This will blow your mind. The 9, that would be too weird. We can't do that.
It makes sense, though.
No, it doesn't.
That the 9 is like the worst card in stud.
Right. It doesn't matter. Now
Stud 8.
You can play a two-way hand there. So just so you know, there is a group of people that want to make the bring-in for Raz the low card. How about that?
No, that takes all the fun out of it.
No. Create more action.
Well, then why not make the king for regular stud instead of the low card?
Well, that's because you could make it, because it doesn't have to have that. That doesn't have to be the case. You can still make a good hand with a low card. You can't make a good hand with a high card in Raz.
Sure you can. You just got to know how to play Raz. You got to defend those bring-ins.
You got to defend the kings, huh?
You got to defend kings against the guy that auto raises them. King and 2 wheel cards is not a bad starting hand against any random raise. You get the 4th street, they get 1 bad card, and you hit you're ahead half the time.
All right. Well, where are you playing Raz at today? I'll be there. I'll be right.
I'll be there.
He'll be right over with a bankroll.
You calling with your kings. I like that.
Sherry and I are going to take up Raz this year. That's the goal.
I'm not afraid to defend the king.
Now you sound like BJ or whatever his name is.
No. He flat calls on the end with king high to make his living.
I remember back in the day, you could play Raz and like there's literally nothing in the hole that somebody could have that they should be like betting with, and they're just like trying to bluff you off of a pot. You're just like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's always happens. It always happens.
Well, it sounds like Fats is trying to set Matt up, to ruin Raz now.
No, he's got to fix stud 8. That's what I'm trying to get him to fix, stud 8. Get the bring-in correct.
Matt, do your eyes roll when Fats asks a question? I'm sensing that.
I roll my eyes for you, Matt.
I've known Steve for a very long time.
Just kidding.
Whenever he rolled into the room, I always knew something was coming.
Well, we love him around here sometimes.
But Matt, I think from now on, I'm going to always have to refer to you as the guy that ruined 7-card stud.
I just want all you stud players to stay alive. I mean, it's been, it's getting to the end there for most of you. So I think it's good. It's for us. I should say me too. Stud players.
I think what your plan was that eventually you figured people that knew that old rule will just die off. And then it'll become commonplace because nobody will ever know because everybody's died that used to know the real rules.
But here's the thing, Steve. I know that I loved those games. I love stud, and I'm always out to protect that and to run more of them. So I always figure bringing back or making a rule that people that are new to the game will understand, and that the old school players don't have advantage of just because they've been around and know that it's a rule. It makes sense. It makes sense for stud to not have the double bet. It just makes sense.
Well, can I make a suggestion then? Maybe next time you have a series where you're going to run a stud tournament, run a vintage stud tournament where you have that rule.
A vintage stud tournament.
Vintage stud.
I'm having a fear that we're developing a second Kessler here. Am I the only one getting this fear, or what?
It's funny
Well,
that, you
all
know,
right. I have to say this about Kessler. I asked him what happened to that rule, and Kessler pointed the finger right at Matt.
of course he did. He doesn't.
His
He
favorite
doesn't.
thing to do.
He doesn't get it that when a decision's made, it's not just made by me. Even though I do have a lot of influence over that, it was not my final decision to make that a rule. It had to be voted on by the hundreds of people that were there as well. So it's not just me making the rules, even though I do have influence on what gets actually written into the TDA. But
And in
All right.
all fairness to you, Matt, when I had that conversation with Kessler about how you ruined 7-card stud high, he also said, that's nothing. Ask Matt about, and he listed off like 4 or 5 things and he wanted me, he says, ask him about this and ask him about that. And then he went on for 10 minutes. Now, I didn't list any of those things, and I wasn't going to ask you any of those questions.
That's
But I'm
hilarious.
just letting you know. But the 7-card stud thing, that, you know, that could be the difference between you getting in the Hall of Fame and not getting in the Hall of Fame.
Well,
Absolutely not, because we're all nominating him for the Hall of Fame, people. Get that nomination in.
Already done it.
I was going to nominate him, but I had to go with Miami John because of the 7-card stud thing.
You know, you could nominate both of them.
Okay.
He's right, Matt.
Matt,
guys.
you know, Hard Rock's getting rid of the Mirage, and he's blaming you for 7-card stud.
Yeah, I know. The Mirage, it's sad, you know.
And I'm saddened. I drove past Tropicana yesterday, and it's really in the process of being torn down. My heart kind of skipped a beat for a minute because it's been there so long.
They can blow that place up. I'm okay with that.
Well, and I don't disagree. It's just the history of Vegas, right?
Of course. But anybody that says, "Oh, I can't believe they're doing this to this," I always ask them, "When was the last time you went in there?" They're like, "Oh,
exactly,
like 15 years ago."
No, for sure, it was time for sure. But it's also, you know, you're losing a little bit of Vegas there, and I don't know. It's
Hey Matt, I'll tell you, the time we drove out here with my dad and we're getting here, and he said, "Where are we staying?" And I said, "I don't know. We figure that out when we get there." And then every place was booked, so we stayed out by the prison. I don't know. The Tropicana would have been a great option there, right across from the MGM.
Out by the prison. Where is that? I don't know where that's at.
You're so
Yeah, like
wrong
Buffalo
for that.
Bills or whatever. All those.
Yeah. Prim.
Prim, yeah. It's right down the hill from the prison where all the family members stay. We found out.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh,
it's very
that's
interesting.
hilarious. All right, let's go with Bathwater's been waiting. Go ahead, Bathwater.
Cut right to it. Like, how do you and Josh know each other? We like? Yeah, let's cut to it real quick. How much for your Bathwater? Deadass.
Alrighty.
All righty, thank you, Bathwater. Oh, too funny. Too funny.
All right, Sherry, I'm going to head out, get over to the tournament so I'm not late.
All right, bud.
That's bad form on day
luck.
2.
Team Brian, Team Software, let's go.
Good luck, Brian.
Thanks, Matt.
Glad you changed your Twitter handle. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, we needed to do that.
Yes. Good job.
All right. Well, have a great day, everybody.
Okay.
You too,
Good
Brian.
luck, Brian.
Go get him.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Awesome. I'm so happy you joined us this morning, Matt. We love when you come and give us some updates of what's going on and keep us, you know, on the move with WPT and what's going on there.
Yeah, she was going to call you towel, like.
I got my towel. I just looked at it.
My kids were, when I was painting that, my kids were like, "Why the hell are you painting a Towley?" And I was like, "You know who Towley is?" Of course, they're like, "Of course, everybody knows who Towley is. Obviously, you don't, Mom, but we do."
That's great.
It was hilarious. We were laughing so hard. All right, Greg, come on up. Greg, you have some comments or questions, or you just want to hang out? All righty. Let's remind everybody the meetup game is Sunday the 30th at 4 p.m. at the Sahara Poker Room. Come one, come all. It's going to be a 1-3 cash game, no limit. And at 8 o'clock, there will be a crazy pineapple tournament starting. You could play that or stay at the cash table, whatever you prefer. Don't forget, if you want to make some donations to the Splash the Pots, reach out to me. And also RSVP, even if you're a maybe, just so we can have some rough numbers, please.
Is who runs that room over in Sahara?
It's Matt's. Hold on. You know I'm horrible at names. I have to write everything down. It is Matt Barros.
Matt Burrows. Okay. Do you know if he's coming to the TDA Summit?
Oh, I don't know. I actually spoke with Travis to make all the arrangements.
Okay.
I haven't spoke to Matt yet.
Okay. Be nice. It'd be nice to have them over there, and then we could introduce them and say they're doing that meetup game. It'd be kind of cool.
All right. I will find out. We'll do it.
It'll give some people that are in that room a chance to go over and show up.
Yeah.
Have some fun. Everybody loves crazy pineapple.
I know that's right. I know that's right. I do. And honestly, I'm probably the worst player at the table because I just played it once. But I just want to do something different. It's a different game. So
that's fun. It is fun.
Yeah, it is fun. And it's, I don't know. It's fun. I hope everybody enjoys it as much as I do and you do and, whatever. So where's your next trip out of town going to be, bud?
I am going to, where am I going next? A very good question. I know I'm going to Cyprus and Liechtenstein. I'm going to Germany in the beginning, or in the middle of that trip. I'll go to Germany. But yeah, I think that, and then I might go down to Florida for their August series. Bill Mason down there has invited me to go to that. And I've got other trips coming up. Anything that's pretty much on the WPT schedule, I'll be going to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We wouldn't want it any other way because, we get greeted by Towley at every stop. We love it here in the spaces.
Exactly.
I love it. Donna, you have any questions or comments or anything you'd like to bring up, hon?
No, I'm good. Just that I'm with you all in spirit over there, obviously. I'm stuck over here and I'm sulking.
I know you're disappointed. You're missing out this time, but I promise in December, we're going to have just as much fun as we did last December and in February.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing.
I better get moving, so I'll talk to you guys soon. And thanks for having me, Sherry. Thanks,
Thank
Donna.
you.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Matt. Take it easy.
Okay,
appreciate
you.
you.
Take my darling.
Matt Savage, y'all. Don't forget to nominate him for the the Poker Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
The Poker Hall of Fame, nominate him, nominate John Sununu. Both are very deserving. Okay, I'm going to go over yesterday's results really quick because I know a lot of people love getting that information. So, event number 54 is the $1,500 Millionaire Maker, $4.6 million in the prize pool money. They are guaranteed $30,300 at this point, with 45 remaining. Martin Mathis has 13 million and is your chip leader, and tied for first. I'm sorry, is him and Max Bauer, I think is how you say it. They are tied for first at 13 million in chip stacks, and first place is going to take home 1.2 million. Second place is going to take 1 million home with them. That is the Millie Maker, and our friend Jeff Stellwagon is still in that to win it. So good luck, everybody, and especially Jeff. Event number 58 is the 50K Poker Players Championship, $3.5 million in the prize pool. They are guaranteed $102,000 at this point, with 12 players remaining. First place will take $1.1 million. Second will take $768,000. Chris Brewer is your chip leader at $5.3 million. David Benjamin has $3.1 million. Phil Ivey has $3 million. Some other notables still in it: Osmus, D-Negs, The Grinder, Chidwick, and Hanson. So a lot of big names left in that field, so good luck to them. Event number 59 is the $1,000 Super Seniors. There's $2.9 million in the prize pool. It started out with 3,362 entries. They're down to 119, with Gregory Peterson at the top of the chip heap with 1.9 million. James Jackson has 1.4 million. They're guaranteed at $3,039 at this point. First place will take $358K. Second place will take $238K. Event number 60 is the 3,000 no limit, $3.8 million in the prize pool. There is 105 left. They are guaranteed 7,146, with Zur Levy leading the way with 2.4 million in chips. Young Kim has 1.6 million. A notable would be Kristen Foxon in 11th place as far as chip stacks are concerned, with 1.2 million. First place will take home $676K. Second will take home $451K. So good luck to them. Event number 61 is the $2,500 mixed event, $1.1 million in the prize pool. There are 21 left. And David Williams has $1,890,000 in chips. Dario Sammartini has $1,870,000 in chips. Sorry, I said that wrong. So they're really close in chip stack sizes. Jeff Masden is a notable in 11th place with $715K. And I'm sorry, I didn't write down how much they're guaranteed at this point. Sorry, y'all. Event number 62 is the $600 Poker News Deep Stack. And going into today is Hideki maybe. Sashi has 1.1 million. Martin Cabral has a little bit less at just 1 million. A notable, Melanie Pritchard, has 493,000, and our friend Kathy Liebert has 445,000. They are all guaranteed $1,201 at this point. First place to get $282K. Second place, $188,000.
Let's go, ladies.
No, that's right. In event number 63 was the $1,500 no limit deuce to 7 low ball draw. And they are guaranteed $3,040 at this point. Your chip leader is, I think it's Owazi. I'm just going to spell it Owais. And the last name is Ahmed. He has $633,000. David O.D.B. Baker has $480,000. Some notables are Jen Harmon at $364K, and Chance Corneth has $184,000. Melanie Weisner has $50K in chips. Their first place will take home $123K. Second place will take home $81,000. So that's your updates as far as the tournaments at the WSOP. So, Fat, you have anything else you'd like to bring up? Comments, questions?
No, I think I'm okay.
You're good?
Now that
Okay.
we exposed Matt for the stud killer that he is.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh, love it. He's got such, you know what? He is truly the right person for the job, right?
No doubt
Because he
about it.
deals. he deals with all of us and our stupidity, and
He's got
you
the
know,
perfect temperament and sense of humor.
yes, yes, and he gets it, which is even more important in my eyes. But I can't say enough about what he is as a person and what he's done for the poker world. So,
But
and you ribbon him about that,
but he
which is
still
hilarious.
destroyed 7 card stud as we know it.
According to Fats.
It's going on his gravestone.
I
Ruined
love
7
it.
card stud.
I love it. So, Donna, I'm going to give you a chance if you have anything else you'd like to bring up or whatever, hun.
No, just huge congratulations to you, my darling. Super proud of you. I knew that bad run in Spokane was just a little bit of a blip, and I can see good things happening for you this trip. So get
Wow.
some rest, my darling. I want you to get off here and get some sleep. Sorry, your coffee bitch isn't with you to bring you some coffee. But
Listen, so am I, because this morning I was like, holy shit, I got to get ready for this space. My eyes are still half closed. I can't focus. What does this say? I think I read something like 10 times. I was like, okay, today's not a good day to bring that up because I can't even comprehend what I'm reading right now. So we will say that for another day. Oh, but yes, I miss you, love, and thank you for the kind words. I love you, and I
I love you
appreciate you and your
too.
support for sure. Go ahead, Fats.
Yeah, that's another thing, Sherry. I got to tell you, I've been listening on Spaces it's been about a year now, and I've been in these poker spaces, and I've come across many poker players, including you. But
Yes.
until today, this is the first evidence I've ever seen of you ever even playing poker, other than attending the meetup games. And
Well,
and
you know
all of a
why?
sudden, you come in off the plane hot, and you go right to the final table and cash out. So
Well, I'm just
what
gonna.
don't we know about your poker? Why you been hiding from? I'm glad
Well,
you didn't. You were having a baby out in Washington, and you didn't get to play in the league this year.
well, I appreciate those comments, but I'm not a bragger. I'm not going to sit in a space and brag about what I'm doing. I will just say, "Oh, I'm here today playing this," or "Here to." I'm not one of those that's just going to put it all out there. I never have been, never will be. I stay close to the vest because guess what? If I did play that home game, you would be like, oh shit, she really is a poker player because, I am a poker player. And just because I don't talk about it often, um,
I
doesn't
mean,
mean I'm
Donna, at
not.
least she
So,
came in, she played, she busted out relatively early and moved on her way. But you're hiding some poker chops we don't know about.
well, it'll be our little secret.
And
And
we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm a little intrigued by this off the plane, dead tired performance right to the very end.
Well, the interesting part is that nobody ever asks me either. It's so funny because we've been in so many spaces over the year, and even Donna will have said in a space, you guys really just don't even know who Sherry is. Like, and it's
yeah,
so
that's
funny
true.
because nobody asks me questions. Very few. Brad has, Donna has, Mike has, and now you are. But very, very rarely do people ask me questions about my poker. Very rarely, and I'm
And
okay with that.
as a matter of fact, now that you bring that up, I don't think I ever recall you ever being in a space where a hand was being discussed and somebody was like, should I have shoved? Should I have called? Should I have done this? Should I have done that? Don't remember you ever weighing in on any of those questions.
Because, and I'm going to be really truthful about this, because most of the time during those discussions, there are people that I call, like when you were in elementary school, there were people that were in their seat when the teacher asked a question and they're raising their hand and they're jumping out of the seat to answer the question. I'm not that one. I'm just going to sit back and listen and see what's discussed. And, sometimes I agree with the advice, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I'd take that approach. And you
Yeah,
know
but
what?
at the end, Sherry, if you don't agree, it's your obligation as a member of the Poker Spaces community to mock whoever made the other suggestions that you didn't agree with.
But how
Otherwise,
many times?
Otherwise, what are you doing here, Sherry?
How many times have you heard me mock somebody about something that they're
Uh,
serious about? That like they're having this discussion because they want answers. So I would never
I'll
mock
give you my
somebody.
Sherry impression.
I would never mock somebody who's trying to get, some information. I'll give you a prime example, Fats. We're at a table. I was at a table last night, and this one gal, as I outlined earlier, was having a nervous breakdown because I was looking at her. And I have my poker face on. I'm not looking at you in a friendly hello. I'm in a hand with you. You are my enemy. And, she got paranoid because I was staring at her. And she said, "Why are you looking at me?" And I said, "Because I'm waiting for you to take your turn. So I'll know when it's my turn." I mean, duh. But that, of course, is a clue for me to stare harder, right? And so she's more uncomfortable because if I didn't, then I'm not a good player. But then we had another young lady who's, this was her first tournament. And this one gal she was the chip leader at her table, had been raising often, right? And the young lady raises, and we fold around to this gal who had pre-flop called. Then there was a raise. We all fold back to her, and she tanks. And while she's tanking, she's talking out loud. I just want to make the 26 is my goal. This is my first tournament. This is my goal today, is just to get in the money in 26. And this is a great hand. I don't know if I'm supposed to fold it. I don't know. And she's saying all of this out loud, and all of us seasoned players are looking at each, like Maureen was at my table at that time. We're looking at each other like, is she serious right now? And so she probably takes 5 minutes. And of course, we let her because she's a new player. We're not going to, hound her to hurry up, none of that shit. And so we let her take her time to make a decision. And she finally folds face up, ace king. I can't remember if it was suited or not, but it was ace king. And all of us were like, how are you folding there? And it was only a few $1,000 raise, so to speak. And all of us are looking at each other like, wait, she should have just, this is to win the tournament at this point. We are 6 or 8 out of the money. And why are you letting go of ace king? All of us are like, why? Of course, we don't say anything. And she looks at us and goes, because she could tell on our faces probably that we were like, what the fuck? And so she says, "Oh my God, I did the wrong thing, didn't I?" And I looked right at her and I said, honey, we're not going to talk about that right now because we're all in a tournament. But if you want to sit down after this tournament and talk about that hand with me or anyone, we'll be happy to do so. And I will be more than happy to, tell somebody what I saw or noticed. And I've had people come to me after tournaments and say, "Hey, can we talk about that hand? Or what did you see? Do I have a tell? Would you help?" And I do it, of course, 100%.
Yeah,
But
but she just calls
So
me a wanker.
this is how you approach that person when you go to sit down and talk to them. So you walk up and you sit down with them and you say, "So is now a good time to discuss that hand, bud?"
yes, brother,
Bud.
let's go, bud. But
That's going on your. By the way, that's going on your gravestone, bud.
oh, that's so funny. But it is just, and it's something I can give back to the game, right? But I don't need to like brag about that, or I'm only talking about it now because you brought it up. But that's just who I am as a person. And to me, that's just private. Like, if I want to help somebody, that's just my business. And when I'm in a space and other people are like biting at the bit to answer the questions about a hand, I don't need to get involved. There's other people giving great advice, whatever, or giving great opinions, right? Because, of course, when you look at a hand, it's bothering you. their opinion may be different than yours, and you may not agree with it because you're not emotionally ready to really evaluate that hand.
I'm going to appreciate the fact that you showed passion for that player who was talking out loud and thinking there. But the second a player starts talking and says that, that's the time to call clock.
Well, and this is one of the fundamental differences in a ladies event, because we had 2 brand new players at our table, and we are trying to give them reasons to come back, not give them reasons to never come back. And that is a fundamental difference about a ladies only event and an open event. And that's like one of the main reasons it's important to have ladies events, so those ladies can come there and make those mistakes, and afterwards hopefully get some wise words from somebody that's been around the block once or twice, so that they can come back next time and be ready to play again and be excited to play and not discouraged.
All right, now
So that is
I'm gonna
one
ask
of
you
the
one
reasons.
poker strategy question.
Oh
After
God, well,
watching the lady play
Fats,
that,
I'm on 2 hours sleep. Go
after
ahead.
watching the lady play out that hand and fold those ace king face up, if you're
Okay.
now in a hand with her and you raise and she comes back over the top of you and you have pocket kings, are you folding or are you still calling her?
I'm calling with kings all day long.
No chance. You're losing. She's got aces. No way she's raising you. If you haven't reached that bubble yet, she's not raising your raise back with anything other than aces at that point.
Listen, Linda. She was re-raising. I mean, that particular player, it's a little different, but I think overall you're absolutely
No,
probably
that's what I'm
100%
talking about. That particular
But
player.
but that player was raising with and re-raising with some stuff that we're like, okay, she is clueless. Like, this is not like a re-raise situation, or this isn't even a call. Like, her and the other young lady probably called 2 or 3 hands each with absolutely nothing, not even a pair. Like, they thought they were winning with a high card, a king or a queen, or and so it's kind of hard to make a blanket statement about a player like that, other than, as long as I have chips in my stack. If I'm short stack, I may be convinced to fold there. But yeah, I'm calling with my kings there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, after having made the statement, she's trying to hold out to make the bubble and cash the
Oh,
tournament.
okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm talking just in that short window
Yeah,
between
probably fine
the
to fold
bubble and
there.
that. If she raises a raise of yours after she just folded the ace king, there's no chance she has anything other than aces.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, in the ladies' event in 2019, I folded pocket kings in a pre-flop race. I was on the button, or maybe one removed, and the chip leader, and she is like a 2 or 3 ring holder, and she pre-flop raises, and as soon as now I don't look at my cards until it's my turn. So she pre-flop raises, and as soon as she does, because I already knew her tells because I've been taking her chips, as soon as she does, she lights up like a Christmas tree. I'm like, shit, she's got aces. Okay. Folds to me. I look down at pocket kings, and I say to myself, I can't play these. She's got aces. And I look right at her and I say to her, I'm folding a big hand right here because what I put you on. And I fold my pocket kings. So the hand plays out. And at the end of the hand, she says to me, what did you think I have? And I said, you have pocket aces, of course. And she goes, oh my God, how did you know? And I said, well, if I can't tell you that right now because I've been taking your chips today and I don't want that to stop. And of course, the whole table laughs, right? And she goes, oh my God, would you tell me later? And I said, we could talk about it. And she turns over her pocket aces, right?
Right.
And everybody, and it's crazy, but you don't know until you're in that situation, right?
Well, I could say, I only remember There was only one time I folded pocket kings pre-flop, and it was in a tournament somewhere like a Palace Station or Sahara
Right.
or one of those places, and it was about the 75 or 80-year-old lady. There was some razors, and she all of a sudden out of nowhere just came over the top of everybody all in, and I showed my kings to the person next to me. I says, "What? See this? Watch this!" And I throw them in the muck, and sure enough, she had the aces.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something. There were two tells. Okay, there was a body tell and her bet sizing. As soon as she bet the amount she bet, I was like, she's got aces, and the body tell, there's no doubt in my mind the lady had aces, none whatsoever.
Yeah, I like. You know what I kind of tells I like. I like when a person looks at their hand and then they go, that's I like that. I can pick those tells off all the time.
Oh, you're so funny. Yeah, we had so much fun, and I discussed this with some of the other ladies yesterday. There was 171 entries in that tournament, and normally that tournament, I know at least half the people. At that tournament yesterday, I probably knew 10 people, which means those are all new faces to that tournament, which is amazing. Great news. I'm excited for it. I'm here for it. That means good things are happening. More ladies are coming. It's not the same ones coming from this tournament to that tournament to that tournament. So very exciting.
That is the exciting part, that those new players, and you can still whoop them all and get to the end.
No, okay, so all right. For me, it's twofold. Yes, that's part of it. But as somebody that does a lot to try to promote women in poker, their accomplishments, try to get more people to come from bar leagues to our to our like WSOPs, WPT events, it's very rewarding because I feel like maybe I just have a little piece in that happening, as well as many other people like Donna and Maureen and Diva and Lupe and Jan and Linda. All those people do stuff every day to contribute to the world of poker for females. And so to see so many new faces is very rewarding. And it just lets you know that we're really on the right track. In my eyes, this is just my opinion, that we're on the right track. And it's exciting because I'm going to tell you, for like the last 5 years, I think I've been to the warm-up tournament probably 3 of the last 5 or 4 of the last 5 years. I can't remember. And it's the same faces. And I love all those ladies. But to see so many new faces, amazing. Like, it's so exciting. I'm so happy.
Now, you call do you use Bud to refer to other women to, or is that just us guys?
Sometimes. So like up north, we use the word guys, right? Hey, you guys, you want to go out to dinner? And that's in a room filled with men and women, or just women, or just men. You guys want to go for dinner? And I'll
Right.
never forget when I moved to Georgia and I used that in a group of mixed company. And some of the women were insulted. We're not guys. I said, oh, where we're from, that's just a blanket statement, meaning everyone. And of course, I was told, well, that's the word. Down here, we use the word y'all in replace it. Y'all want to go out to eat? Y'all, let's go to the movies.
Y'all want to go out to eat.
Yeah. And so, of course, I laughed just like you did. But, it's just, yeah, Bud, let's go, Bud. I have 2 sons. Let's go, Bud.
Right, and on that note, Sherry, I'm going to say it's time to wrap it up, my darling, because you need some sleep.
I do need some sleep.
Wait, hold on. I got a question. Donna, what does it sound like when you say the word?
Doesn't want to let it go.
When you say the word y'all, what does that sound like?
Y'all.
It didn't actually.
It's not as fun
That
as the
sounded
word.
almost normal.
It's not as fun as when she says fuck, that's for sure.
Folk.
Folk.
You
All right, Greg.
motherfuckers.
I'm going to let you have a final word, Greg. Go ahead, bud. We're going to sign off.
Excuse me? You just let me have a final word? No, dude. I was happy to be hanging out with you, but you
Awesome.
just excluded me. Yeah. That's what you do.
No, Greg, when you're rude, I'm not going to have it. You've been rude a couple of times today and you haven't gotten the hint. You're
See you
rude.
later, Greg. Bye.
Avi, were you trying to come up, Avi? I don't have my glasses on. Hold on. I saw his hand go up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but Sherry needs it. Sherry needs some sleep. So
Sherry doesn't want to sleep. She wants to
shut your
tell
mouth,
us
Fats, and
more
wind your
about her
neck in.
second place finish last
Shut
night.
your mouth and wind your neck
Fats
in.
doesn't
Otherwise,
want this to end, but I'm going to let Avi have
your enforcer is going to be enforcing
you guys.
on
I'm going
you.
to let Avi go ahead. Avi.
Well, I was going to do a Don imitation, but it's really mean what I'm going to say. So can I say it to Fats?
Go
Go
on,
for
Abby.
it.
It don't matter.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
fine. Do whatever.
Say it to me. I'll pass it down.
Fuck you, you pussy.
Fuck you,
Fuck
pussy.
you pussy.
Pussy.
Fats
Hey.
doesn't have the same.
Pussy.
This is what we've come to this morning. Oh, good gosh. All right, you guys.
We got to bottle that laugh.
Fats, you're going to make her kick you down so I can sign off. I'm just going to give you a warning, Fats. I'm just warning.
Yeah, I've never been booted from a space before.
Love you all. Thank you so much for the kind words. And
you have now.
you starting trouble. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. I'm signing off because we're getting slap happy crazy, and this girl needs to go to sleep. Love you all. Thank you for all the kind words and support. We appreciate it. And have a good day. If you're on the felt, I hope you're lucky and have a great run today. If not, touch that grass and enjoy life, would you please? And again, thanks for tuning in, and we're out.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.